We're going to make a pastry pie crust. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start with 1 3/4 cups plus 2 tablespoons of sifted all-purpose flour in a bowl. I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in that, and I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to put in next 1 stick of unsalted butter. Okay. And I'm going to actually use my cutter to just cut in the butter, the flour, and the salt. Just combine it, mix it together, and break up that butter. I did cut the butter into pieces, and I did keep it at room temperature. Now once I've mixed it and start to cut into the butter, it'll be sort of a crumbly type mixture, as you can see. And then I'm going to add 3 egg yolks that I've had at room temperature. And again, I'm going to start to mix this in and start cutting it with this till it becomes coarse crumbs. And I'm going to be putting in anywhere from a tablespoon to 1 1/2 teaspoons of water. I generally only put in 1 tablespoon, but it really depends every time that you make this. As you see, it's starting to come together as a dough. I'm going to clean off my cutter here to get some of this out of it, so that I really can get through that. And I'm just keep pulling it together and mixing it so it all combines. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of water in. Just a little bit, because this is really coming together quite nicely. I don't think I'm going to need much of that water at all. And then just keep working with it till it forms a ball, and you can see that it's done that. And I want to get the rest of this out of there. There we go. And then with my clean hands, I'm just going to knead it, mix it again a little bit more to form a dough ball. And there we have it. Now it's best to actually form this into a little bit of a log and then put it in your refrigerator for about an hour to set up and let it cool, because it's much easier to work with. But what I did was I went ahead and made some so that I could have a chilled one for the video. And I actually cut it in half, and I came out with this. So I will then later put some saran wrap, as I have over this, and put that in my refrigerator for about an hour. Now I'm going to put a little flour onto my counter. And then I'm just going to roll it out, because what I'm going to do is make actually an apple pie pocket or mold. So I'm just going to stretch that out to the consistency that I want it. And as you can see, it's a beautiful dough. It has a nice elastic to it. It's not difficult to work with. And there we go. And then I'm going to use this little apple little pie mold with it. So I'm going to use this side, which is the cutter side of it. And I'm just going to press it down into my dough and just move it a bit about so that it will cut it clean. I'm going to take out the excess dough that I can make another pie with it later. And then I'm actually going to take these pieces and I'm going to flip them on the other side and just line them up. To the mold like this. And then I have some little apples and the syrup. Now you certainly can make your own filling if you want. This was actually just from a can. And I usually can put about 2 to 2.5 pieces of apple to make the little pocket apple pie. I'm going to put a little bit more syrup in there. And then I'm going to take that little dough and I'm going to lay it right on top of the other. And then I'm just going to squeeze it, as you can see, give it a pinch. And on a cookie sheet that I lightly sprayed with oil spray. And I'll pull out this really cute little pie that you've made with your pie mold. And that's the back side of it. Now you'll bake them at 400 degrees, anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven. So start checking them after about 15 minutes. And then just with a little bit of egg white, you can just paint over your little pie. And then I like to sprinkle just a little bit of granulated sugar over the top and then place that in an oven. So you have your own little personalized apple pie there. Now you can bake those or you can actually fry them if you prefer in the deep fryer. I went ahead and baked some to show you, and this is how it comes out. You have a cute little pocket pie of apple or whatever flavor that you like. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.